topic 1 is PEMDAS, an order of operations with numbers. So the order of operations in math is defined very carefully, that the first thing you do is whatever's in parentheses or a fraction bar. And the next thing is exponents. Next is multiplying and dividing, left to right. Adding and subtracting is last, left to right. And so there's an example over here of numbers. So we have 384 minus 3, parentheses 7 minus 2 cubed, and brackets divided by 3. So we do what's in the parentheses first. That's the purple part. So we do this one first. So 7 minus 2 is 5. And then 5 cubed is 125. And then we're going to do the next set, because once you just have a single number here, you've done the parentheses. So the next thing is inside the bracket. So there, the first thing to do is multiply. So 3 times 125 is 375. And then completely solving this bracket, 384 minus 375 is 9. And then finally dividing by 3 is 3. So when you have numbers and variables, the rules are just the same. You just have to be careful that you understand the key ideas about variables and like terms and polynomials. So make sure that you know what you can add and subtract together. They have to be like terms. Make sure you know how to deal with exponents when you have variables, things like that. And so that's a lot of what we're going to learn in this unit. All right, so in addition to PEMDAS, this first part is talking, I want to go through vocabulary or key terms and ideas. And so here's a list of key terms: variables, algebraic expressions, equations, formulas, and functions. Variables. So they are unknowns that can vary in terms of their value. And typically speaking, when you have like a y equals x kind of relationship, x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. Or if you think of it in terms of functions, x is your input, your function does something, and your output is y. So all of those things are related to one another. Algebraic expressions are math statements that include at least one variable, but no equal to sign. Equations are math statements that relate one or more variables and constants to one or more other variables and constants, and include an equal sign. So the difference between the two there is that there's an equal sign. Formulas are math statements or models that express a relationship between very specific quantities. So those are useful models of the way things work together. So area equals length times width is an example. Pressure times volume is equal to N, which is a number of moles, R, which is a constant, and then temperature in Kelvin is another useful thermodynamics relationship. So the last key term and idea here is functions, and I really like to use functions to describe all of math, but it's a very special relationship the way math defines it, where you have every input value has one single output value. And so there's a thing called the vertical line test. If you're looking at a graph, if you go to a specific x on the horizontal axis, then when you draw a vertical line up and down, you should only hit one y if it's a function. So if you think of the graph of a circle, because it has a y squared, x squared kind of relationship, if you went to a single x and you drew a vertical line, you would actually find that you hit an output twice because of that square relationship. So that's not a function. So that's one really easy way to tell if it's a function or not, is graph it, see if there are any vertical lines for which there'd be two outputs for a single input. Just a little rule of thumb there.